the classic story of the prodigal son. Again, it's the king. He has two sons. The younger son comes to him one day and says, Dad, I don't want to wait till you die to get my inheritance. I want it now. Dad's going to split his estate between his two sons eventually, so he says, okay, here's your share. He's a loving father. He loves his son. Here's your share. Son takes it, leaves town, goes off to a foreign land, squanders his inheritance in what they call, I love the word, riotous living. A lot of drinking, a lot of whores. After he had blown through his whole inheritance, a famine comes. He's broke. He's hungry. He has to go to work for some guy slopping the pigs. And of course, in the Jewish culture, having anything to do with pigs is just, you can't get any worse. And he's even tempted to start eating the food that the pigs are eating. And at that moment, he has an awakening of saying, I could crawl back on my knees to Dad, and even as a hired hand, I would at least be decently fed. So he swallows his pride, goes back home, dreading the worst from his father, after he squandered everything the father gave him on this riotous living. What's Dad been doing all these years that the son's been away? Has he been cursing him and disowning him? He's been standing by the window every day, looking down the road, praying, hoping, yearning, aching, pining. Maybe one day I'll see my son walking up that road. Finally, one day, there he is. The king can't restrain himself. He goes bounding out of the house, running down the road to greet his son with open arms. His robes are flapping up, exposing his bare legs. All this is symbolic. Embraces the son, brings him back to the house, says to the servants, go get the fatted calf. We're going to have a feast like we've never had before. Get the finest robe. Get the finest sandals for my son. We're going to have a party. The older son, meanwhile, is out in the fields. He catches wind. Something's going on. He says to the servants, what's going on? It sounds like a lot of activity. The servants say, oh, your younger brother has come home. We're killing the fatted calf. We're having the party to end all parties. Now here's the older son, the dutiful, loyal son, who's been working in the fields, doing everything his father has asked him to do. He goes to Dad and says, Dad, I can't go to this party. Dad says, why not? He says, I've been loyal. I've done everything right. Everything you've asked me to do, I've done all these years. My younger brother has wasted everything on drinking and prostitutes. He's come home. You're throwing him a party. I've never even had a few of my friends over. What's the deal? And all the king can say to him is, son, you will get everything I own. Your younger brother was lost. He was dead. Now he's alive again. I have to celebrate. Please come and join the party. It's an amazing story. So many themes we can explore.